I can't believe this, but the stock markets are once again at a new all-time high. Strikes on Iran are seeming increasingly likely, potentially even over this weekend. Stock markets don't care. They just keep going up. It's nuts. Crypto, though, having a hard time catching any kind of bid right now. We've got that to break down for you. Latest on the crypto charts, latest stock updates, looking at AMD, Qualcomm, and more. We've got a lot in today's video, so we better get the heck straight into it. So first and foremost, this is the NASDAQ. The S&P 500 looks pretty similar. NASDAQ is now up 20% since the recent lows and up 5% over its previous all-time high. Absolute mega run on stocks right now. These will need to cool off at some point in the not so distant future, come back down to retest some of these levels here. S&P 500 looks pretty similar, so looking at NASDAQ's fine. This will be cool. Cool and normal if that happens. By the way, nothing to get too excited about. However, this is the big one. Senator Blumenthal tells Aaron Burnett that he believes an imminent military strike is very much on the table based on his Iran briefings and sources, which would track with what we were talking about yesterday. So this is a big wild card for markets right now, because if that happens, if the U.S. starts striking targets inside of Iran again, the ceasefire is over, Iran then starts striking targets all across the Middle East again, putting more pressure on global oil markets, global fertilizer markets, and all the rest of it. Probably not good for markets if that happens. The reason this happened is because of the ceasefire. This is the ceasefire rally right here. Beautiful rally, but driven by one very specific thing. Right now, everybody's saying, well, we're getting back to business as usual. AI is going to be fantastic. Global economy, it'll sort itself out. Not that big of a deal. Oil's flowing from America, all that kind of stuff. Fine. However, markets will not like a resumption of hostilities. Maybe, just maybe, market just blasts right past it, doesn't care. But more likely than not, if Iran starts blowing up more oil and gas infrastructure across the Middle East, markets will not be a fan of that, okay? Here's the price of oil right now. $116 a barrel for Brent crude oil. We are once again in an uptrend on oil on the MACD. Broken out above this previous resistance area. Not fantastic for a variety of reasons. $116 barrel of oil causes a lot of pain for a lot of economies around the world. If hostilities resume, oil goes higher, which is bad news for a lot of things. Bitcoin has bounced off the 20-day EMA here. So far, so good. Got a trade set up with a stop loss just below the 20-day EMA here. We'll see if we can see that move higher or not. I think this gets stopped out if the U.S. does strike Iran over the weekend. Donald Trump's playbook has been to wait until markets close in the USA and then blow stuff up. So that would be about 9 to 10 hours from now. Time recording this video. So we shall see how that plays out. Here are some Bitcoin charts for you, some nice hopium. This is the trend line on BTC going all the way back to the 2018-2019 rally. It's a very interesting chart. We're right at support currently. If that holds, if we do not go lower, if the bears do not get their wish of seeing like a $38,000 BTC sometime in October, then this is a very interesting risk-reward area for playing the BTC game and accumulating. Matsby, the highest volume ever for IGV. IGV is BlackRock's software ETF. We track this, of course, largely going down in lock and step with Bitcoin. And this is a monthly chart, by the way. Much like Bitcoin, finding its low point, slowly starting to consolidate. People say crypto is software, and it looks like software bottom may be in. We shall see. Ryan Dietrich, this is a very interesting chart here. Bitcoin relative to the S&P 500 is down near potential support. Very interesting one from Frank Capillari. That is crazy because think about Bitcoin itself is at its own support lines, and yet here we are. Bitcoin versus the S&P 500 also at a major generational support. Last time we were here, it went on an absolutely massive run over the following couple of years. Cryptolika says, F your fear, Bitcoin is the new gold, sharing a gold fractal from the 70s and 80s where we had the double top, where we had the rejection, the all-time high retest, and then it went on a massive run from 79 to 81, going from 240 previous highs up to around $880. So a similar move on BTC would see BTC going up around, let's say around $300,000, $350, something like that. Obviously, it's not going to play out exactly like that if that were to be the case, but certainly an interesting chart to take a look at. It gives us a fascinating perspective on where we could be at if this plays out. Bitcoin, again, retested the double bottom neckline. Interesting place to have a retest if that holds. What we want to watch for now is a weekly close over the 20-week EMA. That's the yellow line that you see weaving its way through the chart here. That would be a potential reversal moment. Really, you got to get us up over 80K. Up over 80K, bear arguments start becoming a lot weaker for a variety of reasons. We've discussed many of those reasons here in the past couple of weeks. However, if Trump blows up Iran this weekend and then Iran blows up the rest of the Middle East, guess what? Probably not going to have a strong weekly close here for BTC. Very much the opposite, in fact, and this could then just be a simple rejection off the 20-week EMA, which is, of course, bad news. MicroStrategy 20-day EMA retest yesterday. As long as markets generally hold up, I still think strategy has a great run potentially ahead of it. The weekly chart looking absolutely nuts. There's a daily here. Weekly chart's looking nuts. We've got a strong MACD impulse starting to form up. Huge oversold area on our side that we've now exited. Back above the 20-week EMA, 200-week EMA right here at $177. So if we can get a weekly close, which probably is not going to happen today, but maybe in the next couple of weeks, a weekly close over about $182, $183, could be back. We could be back. And strategy in this situation could be leading Bitcoin, with Bitcoin then to follow. Not bad. Currently have 2 trades open. Bitcoin long entry at 76,400. Solana long entry price at $83. Both these are currently in very slight unrealized profits. I'm not sure I want to leave these open over the weekend. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Might just let the stop losses get hit on these, but I might also move the stop losses up to entry, even though we're so close to entry. It just probably gets stopped out for break evens. But I feel like if Trump is going to blow up the Middle East, we're going to see some very shaky markets because, of course, crypto is one of the few markets that open 24/7, and so people rush there for liquidity when shit hits the fan on a weekend. If you want to join me trading over on BitUnix, there is a link right down below here. Go check it out when you use that link to sign up. You can get some sweet deposit bonuses. You put in $1,000, you get $200 back. You put in $2,000, they're putting $400 cash money back in your account, and more importantly, on BitUnix, which will be able to anyone, anywhere, which is you. Okay, I know a lot of you guys are out there looking for a good exchange where you can trade coins, but here's the thing. It's not just coins anymore. You can trade your Bitcoin, your XRP, your Solana, sure, but you can also trade oil. Got to bet on what's going to happen over the weekend with the oil markets? BitUnix got you covered. You can trade gold and silver. You can trade stocks, Tesla, Nvidia, Meta, all the big stuff. Natively, using USDT. This runs on crypto rails. Deposit USDT, trade any market you want. Link down below. Go check it out. Thank you very much. Continuing. Jack says, buy when crypto is the #1 snoozed topics on the entire social media platform of X. Sell when everyone wants to hear about it again. This is in response to Keita Bear saying the most snoozed muted topic since launching the snooze feature. #1 is crypto. Nobody wants to hear about it. Everybody's sick of it. They're tired of it. It's beaten down. It's dog shit. Why would you invest in that stupid stuff? Don't you see what semiconductor stocks and memory stocks are doing? You'd be a monkey to invest in crypto right now. Therein lies the opportunity. ETH bouncing off of the 50-day EMA here, as you can see. This area right here remains the key zone, okay? A breakout above $2,400 for ETH sends it on a nice rally. Until we get above that, struggling. Multiple rejections right in the zone, so that's, of course, the most important zone now. And if we can hold above the 50-day EMA, well, that's the test for the weekend, isn't it? Can the price hold above about $22.30 over the weekend? If Trump blows up the Middle East, probably not. If he doesn't, Probably. I'm not long on ETH. As you can see, we have Bitcoin and Solana longs, but gosh, they really all move lockstep, don't they? If BTC and Solana are going down, so is ETH. Pepe. I just grabbed a spot bag of Pepe. Not huge. It's like 1% or something of my crypto portfolio, so it's not a gargantuan bag, but I got some Pepe. We've been in and out of Pepe before. Back in Pepe. This is a very solid uptrend right here. It's not a hold it forever sort of thing. If we get a very strong rejection, we break through this trend line, break through the EMAs over the weekend, I might consider just taking the L and moving on with my life. That being said, it's been a strong uptrend. Volumes have been pretty solid. If crypto runs, I think Pepe runs pretty hard. That's why I grabbed a spot bag, but I'm willing to cut it if things start going in the wrong direction for me. Degenerate news. Solana prints 7th straight monthly red candle. Yikes. Being said, we are sitting at this support level. We just bounced off of it. Okay, this is the third test of the support line that goes all the way back to when Solana was $67 here on the 6th of February. Had another test here. This is our second test. So my Solana long, stop loss is under this orange line. Either that's a real bounce and something's going to happen, or we're getting a loss of this important trend line right here, and we're going down. One way or the other. Ryan Dietrich, the S&P 500 is having a huge April, up more than 9% right now. It's not April anymore, but he posted this yesterday. 10 other times in history, it gained more than 5%. May was higher 9 of those times, and both the sell in May period, May to October, and the rest of the year were up substantially better than the average returns. Stay long is what Ryan's saying. Stay long. AMD CEO Lisa Su. Let's have a quick listen to this for all the AMD fans out there.
So MY300.
MY300, you got it.
You heard it here first. Performance-wise, this is going to be competitive with the H100 or exceed the H100?
It is definitely going to be competitive from training workloads type things. But one of the things that we've done, and in the AI market, there's no one size fits all as it relates to chips. There are some that are going to be exceptional for training. There are some that are going to be exceptional for inference, and that depends on how you put it together. What we've done with MI300 is we've built an exceptional product for inference, especially large language model inference. So when we look going forward, much of what work is done right now is companies kind of training and deciding what their models are going to be. But going forward, we actually think inference is going to be a larger market. And
nice. AMD, look at this beast of a stock. Gosh darn it. Oh, thanks Satoshi for my stock bags, man. Saving my butt. Holy cow. Anyway, AMD, absolute monster rally, up 83% in the last month. What a wild rally. Now look, we got to be honest about that. It is getting pretty damn overbought currently. Going to have a nice little move, final move higher before it cools out a little bit? Yeah, of course. Of course it can. I think long-term AMD's a very interesting stock. And look, it's a $500 billion company or whatever. It's not exactly like a low-cap gem or something like that, but still can have a lot of upside moving forward. I think a $1,000 price tag for this at some point in the future, assuming that we don't enter the Great Depression tomorrow, is not off the table. I have not taken any profits on my AMD bags yet. I'll update you when I do. Qualcomm's hyperscaler deal is overshadowing weak QT earnings. We got a quick CFO interview here, just about a minute, so let's dive in here, see what he has to say.
Working on a data center product set for the last several quarters, and we've been very transparent about it. And we're excited about what this brings to us. It's the first of many. We now have, we're working with a hyperscaler, and we expect revenues towards the end of the calendar year. But when you step back, I think the bigger story is the scale of what we're pursuing in the hyperscale, in the data center market. We're working on an agentic CPU, as you know well, with the use of agents now. proliferating across devices, across the cloud, there is this tremendous opportunity for agentic CPU solutions. And Qualcomm, I'd argue, has the best CPU in the industry, and we're going to bring that from the edge, from devices to the cloud. The second is we are also building a purpose-built accelerator for the cloud, an AI accelerator, which is there's tremendous demand for it. As computing in the cloud is breaking down, it's being optimized for various portions of what needs to happen. We are building a custom solution that's going to be incredibly attractive for decode workloads. And then we're also building custom chips for certain hyperscaler partners. So a very broad set of efforts in data center, and this is just the beginning. We're looking forward to it.
I dig it, man. I dig it. So, Qualcomm. That's a crazy rally, man. Crazy rally. I know what you're thinking. Why are you still invested in crypto? Well, one day crypto will come back, won't it? This thing is up 54% in the last 3 trading sessions. Absolutely nuts. Now, great for me. I'm back to around break even on my Qualcomm bags here. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, besides the point, big double bottom, potentially trying to break out. Now, if it's going to get rejected anywhere and cool off a little bit, I mean, a 54% rally in 3 days is pretty nuts. Now would be the time. Okay, consolidate here a little bit, meander back down, then blast through for the double bottom neckline break with a good price target then of around, was around 220, something like that, 230. Right back up here to these previous highs is the approximate price target here that we're looking at. So, yeah. Keep an eye on that one. Definitely an interesting stock to keep an eye on. Got a big spot bag of that. Holding on to it currently. Galaxy Digital, another one of my bags. This thing, guys, starting to move. People are starting to realize, like, holy shit, Galaxy Digital is not just a crypto company. They are a data center company as well that have 3 gigawatts of power in their Texas data center. That's going to be high demand. They're going to start making some shit tons of money. $10 billion stock currently, breaking out of this downtrend that it has been in, trying to push higher. Now, my entry for this one was sort of around this area, $26, $27. So we've, ate some crap there for a while, held through the bags. Currently back to around break even on this one for a potential big breakout. So let's see if we can actually see this sucker move in a meaningful way. Keep an eye on that. AMBQ, Ambic Micro, starting to have a breakout moment here. $37, breaking out of another double bottom pattern where a lot of stocks have found themselves at recently. Now, the breakout target of this one's not massive, so it's 23 to 35. It's about a $12 breakout target from here, so it's going to go up to about 47, 48 would be the technical target, which, of course, is around the all-time highs of opening day of trading back here in July. We, of course, issued a report on Ambic last week. Did you read it? Did you see it? That's for Inner Circle members. There's a link down below in case you're not in the Inner Circle yet. We would love to see you. This guy's flipping the bird to his boss here on his way out the door. When you sign up to the Inner Circle, you'll get our long and short positions, the sort of short-term swing trades we make. Also, you'll get our research reports. These are written by real humans, done by real research, not just AI slop, okay? We have a whole team of researchers working on this stuff for you guys. You'll get access to our AI tools and much, much more. There's a link down below. We'd love to see you in there. You'll get a 7-day free trial. Thank you very much. I'll see you back in the next video.